Hello everybody, this is David Austin from Burke and Eisner, and this is a quick review on medical malpractice lawyers, medical malpractice cases, sometimes known as medical lawyers. Medical malpractice quickly is something that is more frequent than many people think, and it's often affecting hundreds of thousands of people in America, often every year. There have been some studies which show that 98,000 people may have been seriously injured by medical malpractice each year. Basically, medical malpractice is a situation where someone in the medical field has made some sort of an error that should not have been made. This can be a missed diagnosis in cancer, a prescription error, failure to find a particular illness or disease that should have been found. Often it's just failing to find infections. You can see it in birth cases where you see examples of Erb's palsy or cerebral palsy resulting from a failure to monitor a labor process correctly. There's all sorts of different examples, and it's very hard to just make a very short list of that. Medical compensation is a part of medical malpractice. Generally, that compensation covers the cost of medical treatment into the future, lost wages into the future, any expenses that you've incurred up until now. And sometimes, and this varies from state to state, there are specific disability amounts that can be awarded, and there is, again, varying from state to state. Sometimes you can get what is called pain and suffering, and that really is a open-ended kind of a number that the jury would come up with to compensate you for just what has happened to you. That can be somewhat emotional, that can be physical as well, and often your spouse may have a claim. Deadlines apply to these kinds of cases. They're often called statutes of limitations, and we've done another video on specifically statute of limitations. These time frames vary from state to state. It's very important to know what those time restrictions are, because if you miss them, then you can be barred from filing a lawsuit. The time frames range from 1 year to 5 years. In some cases, I think I've seen a state that has 6. And when you start dealing with children, sometimes their claim doesn't start running, their time doesn't start running until they turn into an adult. The takeaway here is you need to be aware of what the specific time frame is for you, not just in general, because it's so different. So this is one of the really important reasons to consult with some sort of an attorney, at least to find out what kind of a time frame you're dealing with. This has been brought to you by Burke and Eisner. Burke and Eisner is a group of medical malpractice lawyers. We handle cases around the country, and we can be reached at www.burke-eisner.com or at 1-800-838-0800.